When you first got the call that you were going to be in the X-Men, did you know anything about this Hellfire Club that you were going to be like
I
the
didn't.
master of? You know.
No, I didn't know anything about the Hellfire Club. Was not. I was a fan of the movies, but hadn't really delved into the comic book world. Comic books were just not really part of my childhood that much. I read the script and I was like, wow, there's a lot of stuff that's cool about this, including the character. So I'm in.
There is a lot of variations of you when we see this film. You're in the. I don't want to give spoilers. This is bad, but you're in the movie in various time zones, and
Yeah.
and it's interesting to see how you pop up and what you look like and stuff. So when you're, I don't know, what is your kind of take on your kind of progression throughout this whole
Well,
piece?
I had a conversation with the director Matthew Vaughn very early on, and as I do with most directors, I'm interested if they have some kind of a overall kind of hook, kind of an idea, almost a one-line thing about who the guy is, because from that I can kind of go out, reach out, and he said, I think he's very good at understanding people and being able to be a slightly different kind of person himself, depending on who it is that he's dealing with. So if he's talking to a young boy, for instance, has one sort of persona. If he's talking to a beautiful woman, if he's talking to a Russian diplomat, that to me was interesting, and it also became kind of a metaphor for what his actual mutant power is, which is he's able to absorb energy from people and throw it back at him, and that's kind of what he does. He takes whatever this person he happens to be dealing with at the time gives them, and is able to manipulate it and use it against them.
How does that make you approach the character? Because it's a really nice line where it's very, you're a baddie, but you're never quite scary to the point where, like, when we see you, it's like, So how do you play it, like the way you're describing it?
Well, people that people that are good at getting what they want often have the ability to be very charming, and that's the way I approached it. It also sort of took the pressure off the idea of being bad for bad's sake. You know what I mean? I didn't want him to, as Matthew said, no mustache twirling. That's kind of what we tried to avoid. And I also was really into the idea of this self-made man. Someone who was very American and came up from nothing and created this kind of empire.
You add this really nice kitschy. You can maybe change the element to this film, and and I liked it. So I'm just wondering, did you kind of see your kind of role as this kind of adding playfulness to the kind of proceedings in the film, which is quite serious at some points too.
Yeah, it's a very serious film, and I did want it to be playful. I do think that he is enjoying it, and I think he also has a tremendous amount of confidence that what he's doing is right, and confidence that what he's doing will work. Even when things go horribly wrong, he says, it's okay. We've still got a secret weapon.
What is it like to work with a director like Matthew? Because he's been so successful at doing previous films like Kick-Ass and stuff like that, but this is by far, it seems, his biggest type of movie. So as an actor on a set like this, was it interesting to see how he would kind of, even though it's big, he still manages to make it into his version of how he would probably shoot Kick-Ass or something like that?
Yes. I think that directors who have talent with the camera, talent with actors, talent with story and script and set design and all those kinds of things, are able to move well in any kind of budget and size. And I think that's a perfect example of Matt. As you said, this budget goes way beyond Kick-Ass, and Kick-Ass went beyond Layer Cake. And I think that if he was even to go backwards and do something for a lot less money, he would be equally as skilled. I think he's just I just think he's got a great vision and a vision that's new and fresh. I think that people will be surprised by this movie.